I was almost there.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most tear-jerking, somber tunes from animated Disney flicks. We are including songs that were cut from their films if we've since heard them in places like special features or later editions of soundtracks. Beware of spoilers.
Remember me. Don't let it make you cry.
Number 20. I Will Go Sailing No More, Toy Story. Throughout most of the first Toy Story, Buzz is convinced he's a real space ranger, not just a toy. But after seeing an action figure commercial, he's thrown into an existential crisis. His pain is reflected as I Will Go Sailing No More plays over him. He was sure he knew everything about himself, but now it feels like it's all a lie.
Way beyond the moon, in my silver ship I sail, the dream it ended too soon.
In one last, triumphant effort, he tries to disprove everything he's been told, only to literally come crashing down, reality finally sinking in. The way Randy Newman captured Buzz's emotions in the music and the lyrics helped raise the bar for Pixar's other emotional pieces.
Clearly I will go sailing no more.
Number 19. She Never Felt Alone, The Aristocats. During their journey back to Paris, Duchess recites a somber poem about how much she and her kittens mean to their mistress, Madame Bonfamille. This moment is enough to move anyone to tears, but the poem was originally planned to be part of a whole song titled She Never Felt Alone. As a slow, melancholy melody plays, Duchess sings about how Madame was happiest with the cats around, even in her ailing age.
We're the greatest treasure she could own. Because with us, she never felt alone.
To her, the pets are the only family she has left, so losing them is even more tragic. It's a shame this beautifully gloomy tune never made it into the finished film, but at least soundtracks have kept it alive.
We're the greatest treasure she could own. Because with us, she never felt alone.
Number 18. I'm Still Here, Jim's theme, Treasure Planet. It's hard not to relate and sympathize with Jim Hawkins' rebellious nature given the hardships he's faced. Alternative rock artist John Resnick decided to reflect Jim's difficulties with I'm Still Here. Taking inspiration from his own life, Resnick's song paints a vivid picture of the character's struggle to fit into a world that misunderstands him.
Yeah, you stand here on your own. They don't know me, 'cause I'm not here.
All the while, we see him learning his way around the ship and bonding with Silver, along with heartbreaking flashbacks of his strained relationship with his biological dad. It's appropriate that this song is labeled Jim's theme, since it highlights his parallel relationship with his fatherly figures, while also hearing his growing pains loud and clear.
They're the ones that stay the same. I'm the one now, 'cause I'm still here.
Number 17. Sally Song, The Nightmare Before Christmas. Sally has had a bad feeling about Jack's Christmas plan from the start, but it's far too late to talk him out of it. The only thing she can do now is lament the situation through a melancholic tune. She fears for the Pumpkin King's safety, not just as a friend, but as someone she cares about on a romantic level.
And does he notice my feelings for him?
She has no idea if Jack will return her feelings, and if anything happens to him, she may never get a chance to find out. It's a tragic two-for-one deal. But thankfully, it's never too late and Sally and Jack enjoy a happy ending together. They're definitely meant to be, considering they both sang their respective laments.
As anyone can see, we're simply meant to be.
Number 16. Our Town, Cars. While out on a drive, Sally reflects on the history of Radiator Springs during its heyday. During the flashback, we're treated to a slow tune recalling a time when the town was bustling and friendly, always busy and thriving.
Long ago, but not so very long ago, world was different.
Unfortunately, time marches on, and things change with it. With the new interstate built, business declined until the area practically disappeared from the map. Despite their town being forgotten, the cars of Radiator Springs stick around because come what may, it's their home. If this unfortunate history wasn't depressing enough, the song hits another sorrowful note of feeling left behind in a world that never stops changing.
No one seems to need us like they did before. It's hard to find a reason.
Number 15, Aloha Oi, aka Farewell to Thee, Lilo and Stitch. It looks like it might be Lilo and Nani's last night together before they are separated. Nani decides to spend the night comforting her little sister while sadly singing the Hawaiian folk song Aloha Oi.
Aloha, oi, aloha, oi.
It translates to Farewell to Thee and was reportedly originally written as an apology from the Queen to her people. In a way, it perfectly fits this scenario. Nani feeling like she failed as a big sister and having to part with the only family she has left. Her soft, broken voice as she tearfully sings only tugs at our heartstrings even harder.
Until we meet again.
We're relieved to say that the sister's story doesn't end there, but it's still gut-wrenching. Number 14, The Next Right Thing, Frozen 2. Things could be going better for Anna. Her loved ones appear gone, and she's all alone in the darkness in an unknown place. The only thing she can think to do now is sing about her sorrows and slowly pick herself back up. With all the pain she's endured, it'd be easy for her to just give up and fall into darkness's embrace.
I can't find my direction, I am all alone. The only star that guided me was you.
But she knows she still has a job to do, so she'll grieve a little, regroup, and do the next right thing. The music's tone reflecting Anna's emotional shift, from broken and sorrowful to triumphant and determined, is the icing on top.
And with the dawn, what comes then? When it's clear that everything will never be the same again.
It makes it all the more satisfying when her perseverance pays off. Number 13, Proud of Your Boy, Aladdin. Originally, Aladdin was to feature our titular street rat's mother, and a heartfelt song dedicated to her sung by her son. Throughout his life, the protagonist has seen himself as constantly failing his beloved mom. But all he wants is to do right by his parents by any means necessary.
Make good and finally make you proud of your boy.
Lyricist Howard Ashman was passionate about this number, and anyone who wants to make their parents proud can easily relate to it. Tragically, this beautiful tune, and Aladdin's mother, were cut from the final product. But at least we got the somber reprise of One Jump Ahead.
If only they'd look closer, would they see a poor boy? No siree.
Miraculously though, Proud of Your Boy was revived for the Broadway version and brought into the spotlight where it belongs.
Reason that you should believe me, not yet. I know, but someday and soon I'll make you proud of your boy.
Number 12, Very Good Advice, Alice in Wonderland. Alice has had enough of exploring Wonderland and wishes to go home, but she's lost in the woods. So she sits still and sings a remorseful tune.
Be patient is very good advice, but the waiting makes me curious.
She laments how she let her curiosity get the better of her and didn't listen to her own advice. About halfway through the number, she breaks down in tears. Before long, the sympathetic creatures of the forest listening in fade away, leaving poor Alice alone again.
I give myself very good advice, but I very seldom follow it.
Seeing the young girl cry is hard enough, but the song hits even harder as adults when we worry if we'll ever learn from our own mistakes. Number 11, Goodbye May Seem Forever, The Fox and the Hound. We doubt there's a Disney fan alive who hasn't teared up while watching The Fox and the Hound. Undeniably, one of the saddest moments in the movie comes during Goodbye May Seem Forever. To set the scene, Widow Tweed's neighbor is threatening her beloved fox Todd.
Yet from your sadness, our happiness grew. And I found out I needed you too.
To save Todd, Tweed has to make the hardest decision in her life, abandoning and returning him to the wild. The tune is mostly recited in Tweed's head with a chorus taking over at the end, but the absolute heartbreak of the moment is plain for all to see.
But in my heart's a memory, and there you'll always be.
Even those who haven't had to say goodbye to a loved one will be bawling like a baby after this one. Number 10, Go the Distance, Hercules.
I have often dreamed of a far-off place.
Hercules always felt like a fish out of water because of his uncontrollable godlike strength. After one too many catastrophic spills, he laments his frustration with a somber piano melody, wanting to find a place where he can feel like he belongs, no matter how treacherous the journey seems.
And a voice keeps saying, this is where I'm meant to be.
For the last two verses, Hercules brings the tune up from an uncertain, quiet song to an all-out triumphant declaration, more determined than ever to prove himself a hero and finally live in a way where he can feel accepted.
I can go the distance, I'll be there someday, if I can be strong.
You can't help but sympathize with his situation and cheer him on as he pushes himself towards his dreams.
I would go most anywhere to feel like I belong.
Number 9, One of Us, The Lion King 2, Simba's Pride.
Deception, disgrace, evil as plain as the scar on his face.
Kovu was already under fire for being an outlander, but after a horrible misunderstanding, Simba has finally had enough and he exiles the young lion from the Pride Lands. The other Pridelanders condone this decision by joining together in an angry choir as they violently chase Kovu away. Their views are made loud and clear. Kovu doesn't belong with them. He's pure evil in their eyes, just like Scar. While none of the main characters sing in this number, Simba's short-sightedness was clearly a major influence for the lyrics. He never gives Kovu a chance to explain himself, and his distrust may have inadvertently doomed the circle of life as we know it. Number 8, Do You Want to Build a Snowman? Frozen.
Do you wanna build a snowman?
After accidentally hurting Anna with her powers, Elsa isolates herself, but Anna still tries to convince her to come out and play for 2 uplifting verses.
Do you wanna build a snowman? Or ride our bike around the halls?
After the tragic death of their parents, however, those playful prods become tearful pleas in the melancholy final verse. Anna begging her sister to let her in when they need each other the most.
Right out here for you, just let me in.
Unfortunately, it's far too late. Elsa won't budge, too afraid to go near her sister ever again. This sob-inducing ballad was almost removed from the finished product, but it ultimately won the staff over with its creative imagery, steady story progression, and just how it subtly portrays a strong relationship fading away.
Do you wanna build a snowman?
Number 7, No Way Out, Brother Bear.
Everywhere I turn, I hurt someone.
Kenai was transformed as punishment for killing another bear, but when he coincidentally ends up befriending the late bear's son Coda, he can't keep the truth hidden forever. During his confession, a sorrowful, regretful Phil Collins number plays over the scene.
I did something very wrong.
Brother Bear, I let you down.
Some audiences didn't appreciate how this ballad drowned out the dialogue of an intense moment, but they can't deny how it matches Kenai's inner struggle.
Of all the things I hid from you, I cannot hide the shame.
He acted out of vengeance and betrayed the trust of someone who looked up to him. If he could take it all back, he would for his new little brother. Unfortunately, you can't undo the pain you caused, but you can atone for it.
There's no way out of this dark place.
Number 6. Someone's Waiting for You, The Rescuers.
Be brave, little one. Make a wish for each sad little tear.
Poor Penny has been through a lot at such a young age. She ran away from the orphanage feeling like she would never be adopted, only to end up abducted by the despicable Madame Medusa. Heartbroken by her hopeless situation, she silently cries into the night air as a depressing melody plays over the scene.
Someone's waiting for you.
Despite its somber tone, the song carries a hopeful feeling, like a mother's voice reassuring her that things will get better. It may not feel like much, but sometimes a little faith is all we can rely on.
Have faith, little one, till your hopes and your wishes come true.
In Penny's case, it's faith that she'll be rescued and one day finally adopted, because both things might happen sooner than she thinks.
Today, she's being adopted. And here she is with her new mother and father.
Number 5. Remember Me, Coco. We first hear the film's most important song as a ranchero-style folk ballad, sung by the late Ernesto de la Cruz. It became his most popular song as he pleads to his fans to remember him when he leaves them.
Remember me, though I have to travel far, remember me.
In reality, Cruz's childhood friend Hector wrote the song as a lullaby for his daughter Coco, wanting her to remember him when he's forced to leave her.
I sing a secret song to you each night we are apart. Remember me.
While the backstory of the hit tune ends in tragedy, the song itself is a treasure, helping people cope with multiple situations, such as unwelcome separation or even heartbreaking loss. The message is the same, wanting to be remembered until they can be together again.
Until you're in my arms again. Remember me.
Number 4. Reflection, Mulan.
Look at me. I will never pass for a perfect bride.
After an embarrassing incident in town, Mulan takes a slow, unhappy stroll through her garden, facing an identity crisis. She wants to make her family proud, so she pretends to be what her culture considers the perfect woman. But that's just not who she is.
Who is that girl I see staring straight back at me?
On the other hand, if she acts like her true self, she'll only bring shame to her family. Overall, this melodious moment of self-doubt really highlights the uncertainties of who we really are, unsure of what our reflections will show us. The deleted extended version expands on Mulan's frustration at having to hide her true self, when she really wants to set it free.
Is that perfect bride? It's not me, though I've tried. When will my reflection show?
Number 3. God Help the Outcasts, The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
I don't know if you can hear me, or if you're even there.
After reluctantly taking sanctuary inside Notre Dame, Esmeralda prays a gentle hymn to God for those who have been mistreated in the past. While others pray for wealth, fame, and other materialistic things, this Romany woman asks for protection, not for herself, but for all the outcasts who have faced prejudice and racism, including her people and a certain hunchback.
God help my people, we look to you still.
This is inarguably one of Disney's boldest songs, with a heavy, powerful message and rich with emotion in every line.
God help the outcasts, where nobody will.
This ballad also further cements Esmeralda as the selfless, empathetic woman that Quasimodo loves. It's no wonder he can see heaven's light after she shows him kindness.
I swear it must be heaven's love.
Number 2, When She Loved Me, Toy Story 2.
When somebody loved me, everything was beautiful.
Before Woody can leave to be with Andy again, Jessie reveals that she once had a special kid too, Emily. The two were inseparable and always there for each other. But as Emily got older, Jessie became neglected.
But she began to drift away. I was left alone.
And just when it seemed like their connection could be fixed, the cowgirl doll was abandoned by someone she loved. This emotional piece could drive anyone to tears, as it sheds light on Jessie's traumatic backstory and abandonment issues. Some have even interpreted the tune as an uneasy love ballad, or a metaphor for parents watching their children grow up and move on without them, feeling unloved and not needed anymore.
Every hour we spent together lives within my heart. When she loved me.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Not in Nottingham, Robin Hood. With Prince John in charge, there's no such thing as happiness in Nottingham.
We'd up and leave. We'd up and fly if we had wings for flying.
If I Never Knew You, Pocahontas. A deleted song showing how glad Pocahontas and John are they found each other.
I regret since the moment that we met. If our time has gone.
Your Mother and Mine, Peter Pan. Even the pirates are moved to tears by this song.
Your mother and mine.
Noble Maiden Fair, Brave. Merida recalls this childhood lullaby while missing her mother. I'll Try, Return to Neverland. It's hard to believe in anything when you've lost most of your childhood.
All the world is made of faith and trust. I'm so sorry. And pixie dust.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Baby Mine, Dumbo.
Baby mine, don't you cry.
After a hard, mortifying week, Dumbo pays a visit to his mother's cell. She can't leave the cart, but she can still hold her child tightly with her trunk, rocking him back and forth for comfort. All the while, a soothing, reassuring lullaby plays, as if Mrs. Jumbo herself was saying how much she loves her little pachyderm.
Rest your head close to my heart, never to part, baby of mine.
What makes this scene so heartbreaking is how unfair this whole situation is. A mother trying to protect her baby gets locked away for being a mad elephant, leaving the child to face harassment and humiliation alone with no hope of seeing her again, until he finally hits the big time.
Baby mine, baby mine.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.